Well, hi, welcome back to Save with Crypto. My name is Save with Crypto, and yeah, that little jingle there, that was from CHIPPY Watch, which is something that we used to do every Friday on the live stream, or rather in preparation for Friday. So what is CHIPPY token? Well, CHIPPY is a token on Solana. It was originally created on Pumped Up Fun by that Martini guy. And the idea is if you hold 500,000 CHIPPY, then you can get free fish and chips on a Friday, which is great. And I've actually been doing it. I think I've done it every week, more or less, for the last, I don't know, last like 2 years, I think it is. But yeah, so I bought my CHIPPY round about, can't remember now. I think it was a time of Trump's election. So I guess that was like November 24. So I think I bought the CHIPPY when it was around probably about half a cent. Now I think back then you only had to own 250,000 CHIPPY to get your free fish and chips. So I think I was paying about half a cent. So that would have cost me at the time something like, $1,250. Now nowadays you need 500,000 CHIPPY, but the price of CHIPPY token is an astonishing $0.04119, which means that you can get 500,000 CHIPPY tokens for about $200, which means that if the price of CHIPPY stayed where it is right now, in 20 weeks time, if you're having fish and chips on a Friday, the price of your CHIPPY tokens is covered then. And you can see here that in my Phantom wallet, the rewards I'm getting each week are quite plentiful at the moment. They're like 22,500 CHIPPY. I had on May the 11th, May the 8th I had 23,250, April the 29th 20,600, April the 21st 18,000. Now if we look on SolScan you can see that these transactions are here. So the token there is CHIPPY, and you can see all these big ones recently like 22,000, all that. If we go back further, so if we go back much further, if we look like a year ago or so, the amount we were getting was kind of like 15,000, 14,000. So quite a lot less. That was actually worth more money then. We used to get more like $18 or $20 worth. Nowadays it's more like $10 worth. But yeah, you see this one here, that was actually worth $18, and that was just 10,000 CHIPPY. So we're getting a lot more CHIPPY now than we used to, mainly because it's cheaper. So like I'm saying, you could get your money back in like about 20 weeks if the price doesn't go up. But I think the price is going to go up. Now, there's clearly people buying it, because you can see here, there's an order here for like 1.7 million CHIPPY, which was 59 minutes ago. So, people are buying the stuff. But what I noticed earlier was when I went to the website was that it wasn't working. So I put a message on Telegram saying, what's happening? And the response was different than I expected, but then when I thought about it, it makes sense. So there's my post there saying what happened to the site. Ant27 said bullish. I said that's what I was thinking too. Sammy, who is one of the main people at CHIPPY, said it's coming. Okay. And Stuart is also part of it as well, said let's go. So maybe we are going to get version 2 of CHIPPY. Now, this was originally promised for Valentine's Day 2025. And, of course, it never happened. Now, I don't know exactly what happened. I know there was some NFTs getting sorted, and also the price of Solana was down quite a bit at the time. Not as much as it is now, though. So, I don't know. Could we get CHIPPY version 2 soon? If so, that'll be like a new website and all that kind of thing. So I'm just wondering at the moment if the dead website is there because there's a new one about to be uploaded. That's what I like to think. But either way, getting 500,000 CHIPPY now for a couple $100 is, I think, a bargain. Not financial advice, of course, but, for $200 you can't really go wrong, can you? And then once you've got your 500,000 CHIPPY, all you need to do every Friday, just have fish and chips and post a photo on X with your receipt or some sort of proof of date. And you need to do the hashtag FreeChippyFriday. And that's it. So there was me last Friday at a Wetherspoons pub. This one here was at the same Wetherspoons pub on May the 9th. This was a Wetherspoons pub on May the 1st. And I've had a few Wetherspoons this year, so this was one on April the 24th. Different Wetherspoons that time. Another one on April the 19th. This was one to celebrate my birthday in April. There's one from a local chip shop there. Another one from a chip shop there. And you get the idea. Every Friday I'm just doing it. And it's almost like DCAing into Chippy. There's another one there from March. So how's it going to look if Chippy goes up, if it does a 10x from here? Maybe it does a 50x. At the moment, the market cap is only 411k. I believe it was like 2 million at one point. In fact, I think it was even at 3. So something like a 5 or 6x from here is highly feasible, which means the $10 or so you're getting for your Chippy now in a few months' time could be worth more like $60. And that's what you had to cover your meal. Not bad, eh? Not financial advice, of course, but get some Chippy and enjoy fish and chips every Friday. I certainly do.